Hello and welcome to Proverb Minutes. Today let's go over some of those issues of pride that have either been familiar to us or then we're familiar with those that would rule over us with those arrogant hearts. But what does the Bible say about this condition and how God will respond? Proverbs 18:12 is clear. Before destruction, the heart of a man is haughty, and before honor is humility. So I was, like I say, break things down. And as I see the mathematician in me, I like the word is because I see it as an equal sign. And we can see here definitively that before honor, humility comes into play. And I would associate with those words the humility, the words of compassion, understanding, and empathy, a listening ear. But before destruction, the haughtiness of a man or a soul, to not hear, to have outbursts of wrath, to be somewhat of a maniac instead of a calm soul. And this is what the Bible defines as good over bad or evil. So we need to come to our senses and see these things truthfully. And there's a historical record that shows us this included in the Bible. And it is an upward call or a downward call. If we are always out to see what we can do to assist others, it is an upward call. And those that listen generally are on the watch to be helpful. But the haughty are usually greedy, selfish, and then that is, yes, the downward call. Those that help no one but themselves. And what a tragic event when society becomes so self-centered that we lose the ability to help one another. But to achieve that crown that does not fade away, to be given to those that remain loyal till the end. We have an example of what pride will do in Daniel 5:20. But when his heart was lifted up and his spirit was hardened with pride, he was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him, Nebuchadnezzar. And he became an animal in the field. He lost all sensibility. But this truth is something that is universal, that when someone is hardened in pride and they can't see the truth because they are the example, they are the standard, they are the ones that get up on the podium or the stage and declare their superiority and look down at the rest of us as ignorant and yes, somewhat stupid because of their superior intelligence. It's quite a shame when these blind people can't even see the foolishness of their own self. And that's when the glory is taken away, is because they're only trying to glorify themselves. You know, when we try to tell people that they should listen to us and we have the answer or the highway, that's an absolute condition. That's somewhat of a tyrant's rule. And we were shown through Nebuchadnezzar that his pride was hardened and that not only was his glory taken away, but any kind of glory back to creation and God or community and unity was absent. And so when people come along that are so proudful to claim that they know the truth, most often they'll probably be speaking with a big heart of lies. And what a shame when we're subjected to that, because they have no clue as to the truth of the scriptures that are written. Here, let's look at Galatians 6:3 here. If anyone thinks himself to be something important when he is nothing, and we all in a sense are somewhat of a nothing coming out of the womb of life, in the incubator of creation is where we are, he is deceived himself. If we put ourselves above other people without an assisting hand, with that superior stance, we are deceived. Because look at this, brethren. If you think you're something, what's the word that's going to come out of this? Is the word deceived. And we don't want to be deceived, because to be deceived puts turmoil in your life. Because only the truth can set you free. And we want to have hearts that are light, filled with the light of his love and our love for others as well as ourselves. And that's when truly, brethren, we have content hearts when we find this love that can be had, given by God, as an opportunity in his kingdom to live as the way he wants us to live. Let's look at it this way. In considering all the inhabitants of the earth, how important are we? Daniel 4:35 clearly states all the inhabitants of the earth are reputed as nothing. He does according to his will in the army of heaven, and among the inhabitants of the earth, no one can restrain his hand or say to him, what have you done? This is God's plan. And in God's plan, he has shown us exactly what's happening here. The heavenly kingdom is an expanse that's beyond our understanding. And we are a finite object in an infinite field or an array of diversity among the stars. And so to be reputed as nothing, what are some of the synonyms for reputed? It's to be thought of as nothing. This is what the Bible is teaching us, to be deemed as nothing. This is to see our perspective and have humble hearts in seeing these things, to be believed as nothing. Do you think the angels look down here for advice? We are an example of what not to do, and also as well as an example of what to do for the faithful that obey his word and pursue those honorable qualities that are called out for, as love and peace and understanding. And regarded as nothing, this is pretty condemning. You know, all the inhabitants of the earth are supposed as nothing. This is the entire planet, all continents. China, Russia, Africa, Australia, Europe, Americas, Antarctica, and whatever other top or bottom position you want to take, all are supposed as nothing, presumed as nothing. Wow. That's a powerful scripture, brethren, when the heavenly order considers us as pretty much nothing, because we are created of the dust in the shells of flesh. And it is a test of character, a test to see if we will put on humble hearts and remain under the order of God's own laws, or choose paths that are down into the darkness that travel away from decency and integrity and honesty. Because that's not what the universe was ordained to become in God's kingdom. And after all, it is his kingdom, and he's the one that has developed this plan. We may not agree with it, brethren. We may not be happy with it. We may deny God because of it. But it doesn't change the fact that he's created this testing ground, this incubator of spirit with souls that will either stray from him or return to him. And really, he's giving us this opportunity in his image as free creatures in his creation. In some ways, we are blessed more than others in that we do have this freedom, a freedom of thought and choice. So I hope that this has helped. I hope that you can come back to Proverb Minutes and we can continue to study scriptures in the future. And, you know, look it up yourself. Go study the Bible. Search out these things daily as they did to see if these things were actually so. And pray for a heart that will be open to his truth. Because we do not want to be deceived from the inside, brethren. You know, we have enough deception on the outside world to keep the noise at bay, is to come to the inside and give thanks to God. I thank you for coming to Proverb Minutes. Go out and help somebody today find that truth in his answer, and we'll see you on the next ride. Thanks for coming. Enjoy the week. Keep up the spirit, because our children need us.